West Ham against Freiburg from Germany, Olympiacos from Greece, and TSC, who I believe are from Serbia. So I know very little about them. But so what do you think of West Ham? Can they come out of that?
I think they can come out of that, Paul, to be quite honest with you. Olympiacos, they've been numerous times they've been in Champions League. They've obviously in the Europa League this season. West Ham, they've started the Premier League very, very well. They had now obviously I know they lost at the weekend there at home to Manchester City 3-1, but sure anybody can lose at home to Manchester City. There's no disgrace in that. But they've had a fine start to the season. They were beaten up until that. They're playing well.
As we said, that the sold Declan Rice got over 105 million, 110 million. Did they bring in a couple of players for him?
They have. They brought in the most. I suppose the one that I was most impressed with the bringing in. They brought in James Ward-Prowse. He used to be playing with Southampton. He's a brilliant player for free kicks and set pieces and stuff like that. And he scored a goal against Manchester City at the weekend. I think he's a great boy. I'm surprised more clubs didn't go after him. But they have brought in a few other players as well to boost the squad. But they still have Antonio and they still have a few other players like that from last season as well. Of course, he scored against Chelsea as well, so they played really well in that game as well. They've kept Paqueta, I think is how you pronounce his name. He was linked with Manchester City, but he's still there, and he's doing okay for him as well. I think David Moyes has him tuned really well at the start of the season. Now, but there was a worry from West Ham United's fans when they saw Declan Rice. They didn't bring in players at all for a long time, but just before the end of the transfer window, they did bring in a few players. Like I said, James Ward-Prowse. So I think they get out of that group. To be quite honest with you, I think the Premier League clubs are really strong now in Europe, in Europa League and in the Champions League. So I think they'll get out of the group. I don't know whether they'll finish first, but I do think they'll get out of the group.
And of course, just probably want to know the connection there with Olympiacos. The owner of Nottingham Forest is also the owner of Olympiacos, I believe. That the one is
right.
Connection to it anyway. I won't even attempt to pronounce his name because I can't, but that's just a connection there. Right, now we'll move down to the one, Brighton. Now, I don't know, is this the first time ever in their history in this Europa League or the old UEFA Cup? I can't remember. If it is, it's a long time since they played. But it's the first time,
it's their first time in European competition.
Of any team with it. So it's now
they have Marseille. As far as I know,
yeah, the great Ajax of Holland and AEK of Athens. So they have a tough group, but Brighton will love this, I think. It's a real, I mean, if you're first time in the competition, these are the games you want. Brilliant draw for Brighton, I think.
It's a brilliant draw, brilliant good teams. Marseille, Ajax, and AEK. Is Athens? No.
Athens, AEK, Athens agrees.
Athens agrees. They're a competitive group, Paul. No guarantee that they're going to get out of it. Ajax and Marseille will be taking the history, and they've been in European competitions for numerous years, so they will experience to be told here. But Brighton they're a well-run club, I have to say. They've taken Chelsea to cleaners a couple of times with the money they got from Graham Potter and Casado and stuff like that. They've really done their business really, really well. They have another big transfer coming down the line. We discussed a couple of weeks ago there with Evan Ferguson. Now, I know he was injured the weekend. Well, no, he was injured, but he was injured for the Ireland games. But he managed to play a few minutes coming on as a sub against Manchester United. So they're probably nursing him back to health in terms of a knee injury, a tendon, I think it was. So they've got some really, really Matoma. They've got some really, really class players, to be quite honest with you. I mean, the budget they have in terms of before they've sold all these big these players has been exceptional what they've done. Or to finish sixth a couple of years ago, they were 3 or 4 years ago or more. They were yet getting promoted with Chris Hughton, so and then Potter took him on another step, and then Roberto De Zerbi. I mean, he's been fantastic for him. He's not even at the club a year. The way Brighton were seen as a nice club, they couldn't score a lot of goals, but he's fixed that problem anyway. Scored 3 goals away to Manchester United. I think that's better for a club like Brighton. So
now, what would be the target? Would be to try and qualify, or would the target be just to enjoy this tournament and concentrate on the Premiership, or will they have a big enough squad to try and qualify and do well in the Premiership?
Well, the target would definitely be to get out of the group, Paul. Now, it's going to be difficult, Marseille and Ajax in particular, but I think the form in the Premier League might suffer, because I think although they've good squad of players. They mightn't have the biggest squad, if you get me.
Yeah.
And it's the first time as well. And obviously it's different how the fans react to Thursday, Sunday, stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's going to ask an awful lot. But they're going to definitely be competitive in all fronts, Paul. FA Cup, Premier League, Europa League, so League Cup as well. So I think it's going to be exciting season for Brighton. Start off very, very well. It's just whether they can keep it up now. Their form in the league, in particular, will stay as good as it is now, considering they're in the Europa League.
Yeah. Now we just look at. Hold on a second. Now we have here. So the other one in we have Liverpool. We have Lask, who I believe are from Austria. I'm open to correction in that. We have Royal Union. I think that's Belgium. That were in the semi-final of the competition last year, and Toulouse of France. And again, to me, that looks like a walk in the park for Liverpool. They have a good start to the season, and I think they've got a perfect draw on that.
Oh, perfect draw, to be honest with you, Paul. I think Liverpool at the end of the season, I think Mo Salah I think he said online, were with every opportunity to get into the Champions League. I think they finished eventually 4 points behind Newcastle United, if I'm not mistaken, for 4th place. Liverpool, I know they had a lot of injuries. They had players out of form last season, but they felt that they should have and should have got 4th place. They're in the Europa League now, and I think they'll be competitive. They'll really give it a right good go. But I think their main focus for them will be on the league and getting into the Champions League. But look, it's the finals in Dublin. There's a huge support for Liverpool in this country. They'll want them to get to the final and win it. A good day out and stuff like that, and really challenge in the league. But yeah, I can't see anyone else really giving them too much.
So no, just before we finish up, are you saying that Liverpool would have a realistic target to actually win the Europa League? Would that be a target of them, or will we just?
I think so. I think so, Paul. I think, look, as long as it doesn't affect their league form, because once it gets after Christmas knockout stages, it depends where they are in the league. Would it be going for the league title? I think Klopp will happily. Look, I don't say he want to lose. No manager wants to lose, but I think a bit like last season when Arsenal were in the Europa League, they got knocked out, and people say it might be a blessing in disguise. Where one game a week now. They're out of the cups as well, so they can really go for the league. And it didn't work out that way because they ended up with nothing anyway, because they fell away in the last 5 or 6 games. They drew with Liverpool, drew with West Ham, drew at home to Southampton. So they lost to yourselves to finish off the title bid. So it can go either way, Paul. Players like a bit of momentum, winning games. There's nothing better than winning games. When you're winning games, you don't feel so tired. When you lose games, funny enough, all of us do feel tired.
Just before we finish up, Noel, we're going to confidently predict Liverpool will top that group in the Canton.
Oh, they have to. I'd be amazed if they don't.